How's everybody doing? It's been a while. So, let's get you updated. As you can read from the title of this episode, yes, we did in fact get a new car, which I'm sitting in right now. But before I tell you what it is, I'm going to rewind the clock a little bit. It is November 6th. I am not feeling too well. And what I mean is I get that little tingly sensation at the back of my sinuses. And I go, maybe I just ate something. Because I was coughing. And something had come up and out. And I was like, oh, maybe I just coughed and it went up into my sinuses. Which happens sometimes. We've all been there. And so I was like, maybe I'll be okay. Cut to November 7th, and I feel it developing. And I go, okay, this isn't just some crumb that got lodged up there. I think I'm getting sick. And so Angelica helps me. She gets some herbs, some tinctures ready for me. And I think they are helping because I never really got fully sick. But I did get enough sick where I'm like, okay, this is sickness, but I wasn't completely debilitated, which is usually what happens. So over the weekend, I was still okay enough to go to work. I had a mask on. I was very precautious. Everything was going well. And by the 9th, so Sunday, I was like, I'm not going to teach class. I'm going to take a break and see if I can just kick this out, which I do. And I get a little bit better. So I'm like, okay, cool. I am on the upswing. Come November 10th, it is my birthday. We're excited to celebrate it. And I'm still just under the weather. I start getting more congested. I don't feel worse, but I'm getting drained of energy very quickly. Not a good time. So we go out. I get a breakfast lunch, or not a breakfast lunch, a birthday lunch. Very exciting. I haven't eaten pizza in a long time. So we went to Giordano's. It was my favorite pizza joint growing up. And it was great. The next day, the 11th, still not that great. We celebrate Angelica's birthday. Hooray. At this point, Angelica starts to not feel so well. And Violet's nose starts to drip too much. And then the next day, she gets congested. Angelica feels a little worse. And I'm like, oh no, I've done it. I've spread what I had to my family. But luckily, they were able to heal within 2 to 3 days. I've now had this for, so let's say Thursday, almost a week. I don't feel as bad, but I'm still coughing and wheezing. Come to find out, I do have asthma. I found out at the beginning of this year, because I have seasonal allergies, and I told the doctor, I'm like, oh, my seasonal allergies are acting up. This is usually what happens, and sometimes I'll get prescribed an inhaler, but it's been years since I've needed one. And he's like, oh, so you have asthma? And I was like, no one's ever diagnosed me with asthma. And he's like, no, that's asthma. And I was like, oh, I thought you needed an inhaler your whole life when you have asthma. And he's like, no, some people it flares up or when we're being active. And he lists off all these things. And I was like, I didn't know that. So when I am getting a little wheezy again, I'm like, oh, I'm nowhere near summer or spring when my season allergies come up. Why am I getting wheezy? So it has been a week. It is now next Thursday. Still sick. And I'm like, okay, I think I should probably visit a doctor because I'm not feeling bad anymore, but my coughing is bad, and I feel it in my lungs. Whereas when I first got sick, it was just up here. It was just a little regular head cold. By this point, baby and Angelica are fine. Me, not so much. So I end up going to the Minute Clinic, and I'm like, hey, I've had this cough for a while. I got sick. I feel a lot better, but I'm still coughing. I'm still wheezing. I have an inhaler that I will use, and it helps, but like, I just want to see what's going on. Come to find out, your boy's got bronchitis. First time, pop my cherry, let's go. So I say, cool, I've never had bronchitis, now what? She says, we'll prescribe you another inhaler, keep taking it, but this time like you have to take it daily. We're giving you antibiotics and some sort of cough suppressant. And then she's like, you don't need the cough suppressant, you're fine. And I'm like, oh, okay. All of this is kind of part of the story. Our only main mode of transportation was Angelica's car. She had a Kia Soul. I used to have a 4Runner, but if you've been following along, I traded in my 4Runner for Mother. Mother is our Winnebago Navion. So I've had the 4Runner for a few years. I think I got it in 2017. It's a 2010, or it was a 2010 model. It was my adventure vehicle. I got that from going from a Ford Fiesta up to a 4Runner so that I can do all the things that I wanted to do. And then it was time to upgrade. And this is what we wanted to do. We love Mother. If you haven't, check out our RV videos. She is the best. But we're not going to take Mother to go to the doctor. We're not going to take Mother to go grocery shopping. But we want to. We love this RV so much. But diesel's a little bit expensive right now. So we have a Kia Soul. Or we had a Kia Soul. And so we say it's like $20 to fill her up. Great fuel economy. Great range. We did a lot of things in there. But it's a small car. It's a 4-seater and then like a little bit of trunk space. But, you know, it got the job done. So we've been very busy with launching our business stuff. Angelica has launched a new course, which has been going fantastic. And she's been adding things to her repertoire. We launched our Path membership. So we've been kind of busy, and then I got sick, and so we just haven't really had a lot of time to record, but we've been like moving around a lot. That car, the Kia Soul, not this one, this is my dad's old car, it just got very cramped. So as we're moving things around, you start to feel really claustrophobic. And at one point, Angelica just got tired of it. She's like, I can't do this anymore. There's too much, like, I love you, but you're too close to me. And I was like, okay, I get it. But it made sense. Like, if she was picking me up, I have to like squeeze into her car. And if I have my backpack with me, game over. It is uncomfortable. It is not a good time. So she's like, we need to get something bigger. And I was like, okay, I get that. We have a small family, me, Angelica, Violet, and also Beatrice. Beatrice comes along too. We might be expanding our family. So it's kind of like if we expand our family, if we have another baby, like it's going to suck to put that baby in the car with Violet and all of us and then have to bring like diaper bags, all of their stuff, food, blah, blah, blah. So it's just, you know, it's getting tense anytime we all have to go somewhere as a family in that small car. Cut to Sunday, last Sunday. I think it was the 23rd. I think today's the 28th. So yeah, like last Sunday. Angelica's hanging out with her friends. I'm staying at home with Violet. She leaves. I hold down the fort. I get a call randomly and I'm like, oh, I'm working with the baby. So I'm like, let me wash my hands, put the baby down. I grab my phone and call her back and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Apparently the car just shut down. She was on the road at a red light and it just stopped. And I was like, are you okay? Did anything bad? Like, you know, what's going on? Nothing bad happened. It just stopped. She said all the lights, all the alarm sensors just like lit up like a Christmas tree on her dashboard and then everything just turned off. And I was like, holy shit, it's okay. I can grab the keys. I'll bring mother to the rescue. Like, this is our vehicle. We'll get the tow truck, whatever. As I'm starting to get things ready, she's like, no, it's okay. Like, the car's working now, but like, she had to like pull over somewhere and just in case, like, just to see what happens. I told her to turn off the auto start. I know that gets kind of janky with the Kias. Long story short, she gets to the friend's house. She has a good time. She comes back. Everything's fine. Monday, it is Violet's pediatrician appointment, and we have to drive like an hour to get to the doctor's office. We go out there, we have the appointment, everything's great. We get back in the car, go, hey, we need to grab some groceries real quick. Let's go do that. So we run over to Costco, grab some groceries. We get back in the car. I turn the key. Nothing happens. Everything lights up, but the engine doesn't turn. It doesn't even like try to struggle. And I go, oh, that's weird. And I turn it off and she just gives me like this death glare. And I'm like, it's okay. It's going to be okay. We turn the key again. It starts. Beautiful. Let's go. We have it going. As we start driving home, everything is fine from here on out. But I say, you know what? Let's make an appointment. And this is when she begins to list off like all the troubles she's had with this car. It's a 2020. So I assume that was a year when not a lot of good things happened. And I assume that, you know, the car industry took a hit with many industries took a hit when building things because of everything that had gone down. So I say, yeah, maybe it's still under warranty. We'll get it fixed. Easy peasy. But it's Monday. We don't have anybody to watch Violet. So there's like no way that we can go and get it done now. So we call. And last time we tried to set up an appointment, it was like, oh yeah, we can see you in 6 weeks. And we're just like, we need this car. Like, we can't just drop it off and like wait 6 weeks to get it. So I said, you know what? Let's call. Let's see. Maybe we'll look out. And sure as shit, we did. She called. They're like, yeah, we got an appointment tomorrow. And I said, perfect. Let's do it. We told them what's going on. And they were like, oh, yeah, you're going to have to leave it here overnight. This is where things start to get a little dicey. We figure things out. Angelica has clients. I'm free, but we only have one car. So now it's like, okay, we have to take mother and the Kia Soul and get down to the dealership to get it looked at. Luckily, Tuesday is the business, my parents' business, it's their only day off. So they're closed. So we asked my mom, hey, do you mind, one, watching Violet? Because there's no way Violet's going to be chill with everything that's about to go on. And two, can we borrow your car so we can like make our way back home? So she says yes. Whew, all right, we're doing good. Let's get it done. Tuesday comes, she has a client, and we're like, at this point, Angelica's already over the car. So she says, why don't we look at some other cars there? And I said, you know what? We're going to be there. We might as well. Let's ask questions. Let's see how much the car is worth. Like, let's get information, right? So we do that. Tuesday comes, she sees her clients, we get ready. Mom, take Violet. You get in your car, I will get into mom's car. We're heading down there. It's about 30 minutes away. It's a few towns over, but that's okay. Whatever. We have the day off. Violet's in good hands. Let's do the damn thing. The appointment is at 1 o'clock. This is important. 12:30 comes around. We get ready. We head out. We get there on time, drop off the car. They're like, cool, we'll start looking at it. We also needed an oil change, so it's like, everything's kind of like lining up. So I go, cool, they're taking care of it. Let's go see what's on the floor. Keep in mind, we know that everything, like all the floor models are gonna be like the high-end tier. That's okay. We're not really looking for the high-end tier stuff. We're just looking for space at this point because the topic of having another baby has come up. She wants one. I would like one too. I would like Violet to have a little sibling. And so we go, okay, let's see what feels right. So we start checking out the Sorento, the Telluride, there's a Land, there's a Sportage, there's tons of stuff. Some of these cars are really nice. I am a Toyota guy. Before that, I had a Ford Fiesta. That thing was just like her Kia Soul, just riddled with recalls, garbage. The dealership was awful. So I got a 4Runner and I loved it. I got it because it was off-road. It was a beast. Like, that engine was going to 500,000 miles. Easy. I got up to 250. Nothing ever happened to it. That thing was always strong. So I go, okay, let's look for something around that size. And that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of luxury. I loved it. Inside, I was like, we don't really need that much luxury. But at the same time, I'm like, this is awesome. This is super, super cool. Angelica's like, I want something luxurious. And I was like, hell yeah, let's get it. You love it. I love it. Let's check it out. The Sorento, nice car, small. Too small. It is like a crossover, but I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to fit a car seat and then have enough space up front, which is wild to think about because the car seats do take up a chunk of space, which we didn't realize at first. Even in the 4Runner, like, the car seat took up a chunk of space, but there was just enough to be comfortable in the passenger side. So we check out the Sorrentos. We're like, this ain't it. We look at the Lands, which looks like a Land Rover. It's really, really nice. And I'm like, this is too expensive. Like, there's no way we could even get the lowest tier. And then we find the Telluride. The Telluride is perfect. It is beautiful. It is everything we ever wanted. It comes with 3 rows. So we're like, does it come without? We don't need a 3rd row. We just need more trunk space at that point. And they're like, no, but like the chairs fold down. And I'm like, all right, good enough. So we are checking out one Telluride that they had, a used one from 2020, which immediately Angelica was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I was like, let's just take a look and see. It's in our price range. It's an easy swap. They're like, we'll get you out of here right now, like just schmoozing us up. And I was like, all right, let's check it out. We go outside. It's all black. Tinted windows, black rims. I was like, oh my God, it's murdered out. My dreams come true. Like, this is beautiful. We look inside, it's stunning. And I was like, this is awesome. All right, let's take it for a test spin. It was a smooth ride, but something felt off. It wasn't rattling or anything like that you could hear, but you felt it while driving. Angelica was sitting next to me and she's like, wow, this is really smooth. And I'm like, it is. And it handles not bad, but something is off. So we stopped. We switched. She drove us the rest of the way. And I was like, what do you think? And she's like, you're right. Something is off about it. And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know. So they're trying to sell us this model. And we're like, what else do you got? And they're like, nothing else in the price range that you want. But like, we can look at things. So at this point, it is already 4 o'clock. Remember, the appointment was at 1. So we've been there 3 hours already. And we looked at a few other ones and I was like, these are all really nice. Like, we checked out another model that was less miles and I believe a 2021. We get in, we test drive it, and I was like, this one, or no, we got into a Sorento. We test drove the Sorento. The Sorento drove a lot better, but it was so small. And it's not a small car. I just meant, like, once we got in and like I looked back, I was like, there's no way the car seat is gonna fit in here. And so at that point I was like, okay, so we know the Telluride is what we want, but the one that we test drove wasn't fun. At this point, it's like 4:45 and I was like, guys, we have to get back to our kid. I'm sorry, it's just too late. So we head home with the details. We have information. We are going to sit on it. We get home, we put the baby to bed, and we are discussing it. Now, you guys know I am a shaman. I have been practicing since I was little. I've been taught by my father. Angelica has learned from both my father and I, and she's also a medium. So we have some beautiful gifts. So we said, hey, let's sit down. Let's see what we feel. And we pull some cards for the murdered out one that we visually beautiful. We're like, ooh, that's nice. We pull the cards. It ain't it. It was too erratic as a car. Yes, financially the payments were perfect, but there was just something there with the vehicle itself, and the cards told us that animals never lie. So then we pulled for the Sorento, which we did love, and it was beautiful. Although also, it had a sunroof that went all the way back to the second row. Oh my God, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Also in our price range, we pull a card. The car itself was good, but we would have felt trapped in it. And so I was like, this ain't it. I'm sorry, babe. Like, it's just, we got to listen to the cards. And she agreed. She was like, yes, I know. Like, so then we get on their website. We're trying to see what else that they have in the price range. And there's a car that arrived that day, that afternoon, actually. But there was no picture, there was no information, but there was a placeholder. It was a 2023. And we're like, oh, let's pull cards for this one. And we did. And the cards were strong. Ooh, the cards were good. So we're like, let's go in tomorrow, talk to them, let them know that the other one we're just not feeling, but let's look at this one. So we call back, we make an appointment. The appointment's for the very next day at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. All right. Cut to the next day. We're getting up. We're excited. We have to bring Violet with us. There's no one to watch her. Everyone's at work. Everyone's busy. So like, it'll be okay. We'll go in. We'll get out. You know, easy peasy. 9 a.m. Angelica has an appointment at 1 p.m. We get there. We have to wait. It's like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes before the guy shows up for our appointment. Apparently there was a staff meeting. Anyway, we get into the conversation. We start talking about everything. They start pulling up stuff for the old one. And we're like, no, like this isn't it. And then the finance guy shows up and he's like, well, what about the Sorento? The Sorento is a really, really nice car, you know, lifetime warranty, blah, blah, all these nice things. And Angelica looks at me and she's like, well, like, what do you think? And I was like, remember the cards. We'll feel trapped in there. And she's like, yeah, you're right. No, that's not what we want. What about the one that isn't listed? Can we see it? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll pull it in, but we might not have like serviced it yet. Like it just like got dropped off yesterday. And so we're like, that's cool. Like, let's just take a look. Also that morning I received a lot of messages and I was like, it's not the murdered out one, but something's coming later. Anyway, we're looking at the cars. And as you can see, this is like a really, hold on, I gotta take the exit off. It's spacious. I love it. There's that third row. So anyway, long story short, we get to test drive the hidden one that wasn't up yet. It just so happened to show up. We'll go, okay, let's check it out. We check it. At this point, it's freezing outside. So we come in, we look at it. Violet, not having it. She is full-blown meltdown. It's her nap time. She has no place to nap. And when she gets cranky, she likes to be next to Angelica, which is fine. So I'm like, all right, let me go look. We'll switch. You go look. We'll come back in. And at this point, we barely got to look at the car, but we were like, we don't know. Like, it's beautiful, but... And so now we're kind of stuck in this pickle of like, what do we do? So I say, you know what? I'm going to take Violet for a drive so she can nap. Why don't you check out the car and like, let's see what happens. So she takes it for a test drive, comes back, the baby's asleep. I take it for a test drive and I'm like, holy shit. This drives amazingly. And then I'm like, this is it. This is the Jaguar car that we pull for. Anyway, I'm going to cut this story a little bit short. We found our car. It is the Kia Telluride. It is a used 2023 model. It is so spacious. I'm going to show you guys right now how spacious it is. As you can tell, I've been in like a lot of different positions this whole time, but this is me in the back seat. Boom. Also, this seat, lean back, my God, it is awesome. All right. I'm taking up too much of your time. I just wanted to give you guys a little update. I'm going to show you guys the car right now. She is beautiful. this is what we got to drive home. And also, not to be nitpicky, but we wanted the new logo. So it was very exciting to manifest with my wife because she wanted a new car. We love Mother. We're going to take Mother on more adventures, but to get around and to take our family places, this was very, very important. So I'm very, very happy that everything just worked out. We left around 12. So even though we were still looking at cars, once we agreed, like, okay, this is it, we were out in no time. They threw in some free stuff, which is awesome. I think we got like oil changes for 7 years for free. Hell yeah. We got a lifetime warranty on it also. We've been loving this car so much. It's just, we're very, very happy that everything is kind of just coming up for us. It's really, really exciting. And so yeah, now next time you see us going places, it's going to be here. Also, some of you may not know, we have different playlists on our channel. One of them is The Apothecary. It is where Angelica shares her information that she's learning studying herbs. I am adding a new, not a new channel, I'm adding a new playlist that's just going to be Remy, where I add videos of just all the random things that I do. There's no way I can come up with a channel because I do too many different things, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a playlist and I'm just going to add things of whatever I do on there. So you're going to see me working with artist roll, a little canvas roll, where I get to like carry around my little notebooks and pens and pencils and stuff, and then like different shamanic things that I do. But I hope you guys enjoy it. But I'm gonna wrap this up right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we've been so busy, me getting sick again, and then the car acting up, and then us getting a new one. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.